Welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into The Secret. You know, that book by Rhonda Byrne.
Oh yeah, the one that took the world by storm.
Yeah, exactly. It claimed to reveal this universal law for manifesting your dream life, the law of attraction. So we're going to unpack all that, see what the book's all about, really get into the nitty-gritty.
Sounds fascinating. I remember when The Secret first came out,
Oh, yeah.
it seemed like everyone was talking about it. So where do we even begin with a book like this?
Well, I think a good place to start is with the core concept, right? The law of attraction itself.
Okay, so what exactly is this law of attraction?
Well, in a nutshell, it's this idea that attracts like. But it goes beyond just, similar things being drawn to each other.
Right.
The Secret takes it further and applies it to our thoughts and the actual reality we experience. Our thoughts emit vibrations, kind of like a radio signal, and those vibrations supposedly attract similar frequencies back into our lives. So if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, you're going to attract more negativity.
Ah, so that's where the whole manifesting your dream life thing comes in.
Exactly.
You focus on what you want,
Yeah.
and you attract more of that good stuff into your life. It's like with that expert in the book, Bob Proctor. He had a lot to say about that.
Oh, yeah, Bob Proctor, he was a major figure in the whole self-help world. What did he say exactly?
Well, he argued that mastering this law of attraction, like really understanding it and applying it, it was the key to, well, everything. Happiness, success, wealth, you name it.
So it's not just about wishing for things to happen. There's an actual process involved.
Right. It's not just wishful thinking.
Okay, so then how do we actually use this law to, manifest our dream lives? Does the book lay out a step-by-step guide?
It does, actually. The Secret breaks it down into a three-step process. Ask, believe, receive.
Okay, sounds simple enough. Ask, believe, receive. But I'm guessing there's more to it than that, right?
Definitely. Each step has a certain level of, well, intentionality behind it. You can't just half-heartedly ask for something and expect it to magically appear.
So, what does asking actually entail?
Well, according to the book, it's about being crystal clear about what you desire, like really specific, and writing it down as if it's already happening.
So instead of saying, I want to win the lottery, I should write, I am a lottery winner.
Exactly. It's about shifting your mindset to one of already possessing what you want, and then comes the believe part.
Okay, so believing. What does that look like in practice?
This is where, unwavering faith comes in. You have to cultivate this feeling that what you want is already yours, even if you can't see the evidence of it yet. The book talks a lot about using visualization techniques for this.
Visualization, huh? So it's not just about intellectually knowing what you want.
Yeah.
It's about emotionally connecting with it.
Yes. Almost like you're already experiencing it. You need to feel the joy, the gratitude, the satisfaction that comes with having achieved your desire. Align your emotions with the outcome you're seeking.
I'm starting to see how this might work. So we ask with clarity, believe with unwavering faith, and then receive.
You got it. The receive step is all about aligning your actions and your energy with that of already having what you want. It's about trusting that the universe will deliver and being open to receiving those good things when they come your way.
Okay, so The Secret gives us these general principles, but does it also get into specifics, like how to apply the law of attraction to different areas of life,
It does.
money, relationships, health, all that?
Exactly. It gets into the nitty-gritty of how to use these principles to manifest different things. There's a whole section on attracting wealth.
Okay, so what's the secret to it attracting wealth, according to The Secret?
Well, one of the key ideas is to focus on abundance. Instead of dwelling on lack or debt, you shift your focus to the feeling of having more than enough.
So visualizing yourself living a life of financial freedom.
Exactly. And practicing gratitude for the money you already have. It's about feeling the joy of financial abundance, even if you're not quite there yet.
I mean, that makes sense. If you're constantly stressing about money, you're probably not radiating a very abundant vibe, right?
Right. And the book also emphasizes the importance of taking inspired action towards your financial goals. So, it's not just about sitting back and waiting for money to fall into your lap.
So it's about aligning your thoughts and your actions with your financial desires. Interesting. But what about relationships? How does The Secret apply to finding love?
Well, it all comes back to that idea of like attracts like. Lisa Nichols, one of the experts in the book, she talks about the importance of treating yourself with love and respect.
Okay, so self-love is key.
Yes, because you're essentially sending out this vibe that says, this is how I deserve to be treated.
Wow.
And you attract people who will treat you that way.
So if you want to find a partner who's loving and supportive, you need to start by being loving and supportive towards yourself.
Exactly. And it's also about radiating positivity, working on your own happiness and well-being, and becoming the kind of person you want to attract.
So you're not just passively waiting for someone to come along. You're actively creating a life that's attractive to the kind of partner you desire.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And, the book also talks about the importance of being clear about what you want in a relationship, not just like, I want a boyfriend or I want a girlfriend,
Yeah.
but like, what qualities are you looking for? What values are important to you?
So, like, actually taking the time to define what a healthy and fulfilling relationship looks like to you, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And then, of course, taking action to, meet people and create opportunities for connection.
It's like a combination of inner work and the outer action. Okay, this is fascinating stuff. But what about health? Can The Secret help with that too?
Well, the book doesn't claim to be a substitute for, medical treatment or anything like that, but it does highlight the connection between our minds and bodies.
So our thoughts can actually influence our physical well-being.
That's what the book suggests. Like, there's this story about this woman, Kathy Goodman, who healed from breast cancer.
Wow, okay. And she attributes her healing to The Secret.
Well, she says that a big part of her recovery was due to her positive mindset. She used things like laughter therapy and really focused on cultivating a sense of hope and possibility.
So while it's not about like rejecting conventional medicine, it's about acknowledging that our thoughts and beliefs can play a powerful role in our overall health and well-being.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we have more control over our internal state than we might realize, and that internal state can have a real impact on our physical health.
This is all a lot to take in, but it's pretty mind-blowing stuff. The Secret seems to be asking us to like rethink everything we thought we knew about how the world works.
It definitely challenges conventional thinking. It's a pretty radical shift in perspective.
And I have to say, it's a pretty empowering one too. To think that we might have more agency in shaping our reality than we ever imagined.
I think that's a big part of why The Secret resonated with so many people.
Yeah, it offers this glimmer of hope, this possibility that we're not just victims of circumstance. We can actually create the lives we desire.
It's a powerful message, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So we've been talking about like the power of our thoughts and how they can shape our reality. But The Secret goes even further, right? It brings in this whole quantum physics thing.
Oh, yeah. It gets pretty mind-bending. It tries to connect this idea of the law of attraction to, the principles of quantum physics. Specifically, this idea that everything in the universe is actually made up of energy. And this energy is like vibrating at different frequencies.
Wait, so you're telling me that instead of solid objects, we're actually just like vibrating energy?
Well, that's what quantum physics suggests, yeah. And that's where it ties into The Secret. If everything is energy and our thoughts also emit energy, then it stands to reason that our thoughts could like influence the energy around us.
Yeah.
And that's how we shape our reality.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Can you give me like a real world example? How would this actually work?
Sure. Let's say you're looking for a new job. Instead of just, mindlessly scrolling through job postings, you could try visualizing yourself in your dream job. Really vividly picture yourself walking into the office, feeling confident, interacting with your colleagues, excelling in your role, really feeling it.
So I'm basically sending out this like energy signal that says, hey, universe, this is the job I want, and it attracts it to me.
Exactly. The Secret suggests that by aligning your thoughts and feelings with that desire, you increase the likelihood of it manifesting in your physical reality. It's like you're tuning your energy to match the frequency of what you want.
Okay, but what if everyone in the city is visualizing their dream job? Wouldn't all those thoughts like clash?
Well, The Secret emphasizes that each of us has our own unique vibration, our own energetic signature, if you will. So theoretically, your thoughts are attracting the opportunities that are the perfect match for your specific desires and, your energy.
So it's not about like competing with everyone else for a limited number of dream jobs. It's about aligning ourselves with what we truly want and trusting that the universe will, orchestrate the right opportunity.
That's the essence of it. It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset to one of abundance, believing that there's enough for everyone.
Okay, I can get behind that. But what about those times when things don't go our way? Does that mean we're just not like thinking positive enough?
That's a really important point. The Secret isn't some kind of, magic bullet. Life is complicated. Things happen that are outside of our control.
So how does The Secret deal with that? With the fact that life can be, well, unpredictable?
It emphasizes the importance of learning from those challenges, using those setbacks as opportunities for growth. And it also talks about maintaining a positive mindset, even when things are tough. Trusting that the universe is working in our favor, even if we don't see it right away.
So it's not about like denying negative experiences.
Yay.
It's about reframing them.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we have more power than we realize, even in the face of adversity.
That's empowering. But if we're all like connected through this universal energy field, wouldn't that also mean we're responsible for the bad things that happen in the world?
That's a really, really complex question. The Secret touches on this a bit. Lisa Nichols, one of the experts in the book, she talks about the importance of choosing to amplify love and positivity, focusing on solutions rather than problems, contributing to a more harmonious world.
So it's about taking responsibility for our own energy and recognizing that we have a role to play in creating a better world, right?
Yeah.
Collectively.
Yeah, exactly. It's about using this power we have wisely and consciously.
Now, I'm curious, The Secret leans heavily on this whole quantum physics thing to support its claims. But is there actually any scientific evidence to back it up?
Well, that's where things get a bit debatable. While the book draws inspiration from quantum physics, it's important to note that the book's interpretation of these concepts, it's not universally accepted by scientists. Some physicists argue that the book oversimplifies complex ideas.
So it's more of a philosophical approach than a strictly scientific one.
You could say that, yeah. It's important to approach The Secret with a discerning eye, realizing that it's based on a particular interpretation of quantum physics.
Okay, that's a good reminder. But even if we don't fully understand the science behind it, this idea that our thoughts can influence reality is pretty powerful, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's a big reason why The Secret has resonated with so many people. It offers a sense of hope, sense of possibility, this reminder that we have more agency in our lives than we might realize.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners? Should everyone go out and buy a lottery ticket, start visualizing their dream life, and just wait for everything to magically fall into place?
I wouldn't recommend approaching it as a get-rich-quick scheme. The Secret is more about inviting a shift in perspective, being open to new possibilities, committing to aligning your thoughts and actions with what you truly desire.
So it's not about passively wishing for things to happen. It's about actively creating the life we want.
Exactly. And recognizing that we have the power to do that.
This has been a really fascinating exploration of The Secret so far. We've covered the basic principles, looked at the connection to quantum physics, and even touched on some of the criticisms and controversies surrounding the book.
And we've highlighted the importance of, approaching these concepts thoughtfully. There's no one-size-fits-all answer to life's big questions.
Absolutely. So for our listeners, as we, wrap up this deep dive, what are some key things they can take away and reflect on?
Well, maybe it sparked an interest in exploring The Secret for themselves, seeing if it resonates with them. And even if they don't agree with everything in the book, there's value in exploring this idea of, the power of our thoughts, the potential we have to create a more fulfilling life.
And remember, it's about finding what works for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Whether or not you buy into the whole law of attraction thing, there's no denying the importance of a positive mindset. Setting clear intentions. Taking action towards your dreams.
Beautifully said. I think that's a great note to end on. It's been a pleasure diving into The Secret with you.
So we've talked about how The Secret works, the asking, the believing, the receiving, and even how it connects to quantum physics.
Yeah.
But what does the book say about the bigger picture,
Yeah.
Our place in the universe and all that?
Well, The Secret really emphasizes this idea that we're all connected.
Yeah.
We're not just isolated individuals, but part of something much bigger. It challenges that whole, every man for himself mentality.
So instead of focusing on lack or competition, it's more about recognizing that we're all in this together.
Exactly. And that true abundance comes from that sense of interconnectedness.
Interesting. It's like we're all part of this giant energetic web, and our thoughts and emotions create these ripples that affect the whole thing.
That's a great way to put it. And it brings up this idea of responsibility, right? We have a responsibility not just to ourselves, but to the collective.
Oh, yeah. Like Dr. Whately talks about in the book.
Yeah, Dr. Dennis Whately. He emphasizes the importance of sharing knowledge and empowering others. He suggests that, as we each raise our own vibration, we contribute to a more positive and harmonious world.
That's a beautiful thought. It's not just about personal gain. It's about, creating this ripple effect of positivity.
Yes, exactly.
But if we're all capable of manifesting our desires, what about those who are struggling? The people who haven't achieved their dreams. Does the secret suggest that they're just not thinking the right thoughts?
That's a valid criticism of the book. And it's important to acknowledge that, life is complex. Attributing every outcome solely to our thoughts oversimplifies things. It ignores systemic issues, inequality, all the challenges people face that are outside of their control.
Right, it's not as simple as saying, just think positive and all your problems will disappear.
Definitely not. I think it's important to approach the secret with that awareness.
So how do we reconcile that? This emphasis on personal responsibility with the reality that external factors also play a huge role in shaping our experiences.
It's about finding a balance, I think. Recognizing that we do have agency in our lives, but also acknowledging the complexities of the world around us.
So we focus on what we can control.
Yeah, like our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions.
So instead of getting stuck on the things we can't change, we choose to cultivate a positive mindset and take action towards our goals.
Exactly. And maybe, in doing so, we create a more positive and supportive environment for others as well.
It's been fascinating taking this deep dive into The Secret. We've explored its principles, its connection to quantum physics, and even some of the criticisms.
And I think we've highlighted how important it is to be, thoughtful and critical when approaching these concepts.
For sure. So, as we wrap up, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Maybe this has sparked some curiosity. Maybe they'll want to explore the secret for themselves, see what resonates. Even if they don't agree with everything, there's something to be said for exploring the power of our thoughts and, our potential to create a more fulfilling life.
Absolutely. It's about finding what works for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And whether or not you believe in the whole law of attraction thing, we can all benefit from a positive mindset, clear intentions, and taking action. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into The Secret.
It's been a pleasure.